Hello Internet, 60x Self. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Golly gee willikers, Mr. Self! Is this a new space? But no, it's actually the same place, just a different spot in my house. Also, why are you from the 1950s? I figured I would mix it up a little bit. Everybody is used to seeing me sitting on the couch. Why not stand a little bit? Why not be someplace else a little bit? So here I am, and I'm talking to you fine folks. Today, we have something a little bit different on our plate. Instead of Breath of Fire 2, today we're gonna look at a little twine game called The Uncle Who Works for Nintendo. I assume everybody had these stories as a kid. I know I did, and in fact our question of the day is, what was your favorite little urban legend about video games when you were a kid? For me, my favorite was probably the bringing Aeris back to life one. I didn't play Final Fantasy VII until way later in my life, but I remember that one distinctly, and I remember everybody was so excited about bringing Aeris back to life. Obviously, you can't do that, but that was the big one when I was a kid. So, what was your favorite from when you were a kid? But anyway, everybody had those stories, and there was always that one kid who had to make up things about he or she being the best at everything and how they had this inside track into the video game industry. The classic being the uncle who works for Nintendo and got you the, extra things, let you see prototype consoles, things like that. There's going to be none of my face except for the beginning and the end. It just didn't seem necessary. This is going to be more of a narration kind of thing. Let me know what you think at the bottom. Let me know if you would like for me to do more things like this. And if you're interested in playing it yourself, I'll throw a link down below for the website where you can go play it. It's totally free. It's just a twine game made by Michael Lutz. So let's jump into this. The Uncle Who Works for Nintendo. You are 11 years old. What is your best friend's name? Well, I had a best friend named Ashley back in the day. Ashley. Your best friend Ashley has invited you to a sleepover at her house this weekend. You've been friends since first grade, so asking your mom is basically only a formality. You've never confirmed this, but you suspect the babysitter may charge extra when there are two kids. You sometimes feel like staying somewhere else is the only way you can help out. On Friday night, you're home for only a few hours, long enough to pack, get in a fight with your younger sister, pack some more, and watch some TV. At 6 sharp, you're standing on the sidewalk outside Ashley's house, while your mom idles in her car nearby. She leans out the window to you. You behave yourself, okay? She says, as always. I'll be at work, but if anything happens, you call me. Okay, Mom. I'll pick you up tomorrow at 3, she says, again as usual. But then she pauses, looking up at the sky, which has been overcast throughout the day. If you play outside, she adds, be careful. It's probably gonna rain. Wave goodbye. After you part, your mom drives down the street, disappearing around the corner. You turn back to Ashley's house. The lights inside are glowing warmly. You can see Ashley waving at you from her bedroom on the 2nd floor. Head inside. It is 6 p.m. Ashley's mom meets you just inside. Hello, she says. Dinner will be ready in just a few minutes, but you can drop stuff off in the den. You and Ashley are camping out there tonight. Cool. You drop your sleeping and overnight bags in the corner of the den and then pause to take a look around. Behind the couch, a grandfather clock is ticking softly. Through a set of patio doors on the far side of the room, you can see the sky is just as gray as it was when your mom left. Framed pictures line the walls, and over the dark fireplace hangs a monstrous pair of antlers from a buck that Ashley's dad shot years ago. And of course, there is the big screen TV. Sometimes it makes you uncomfortable how much nicer Ashley's house is than yours. Anyway,
You drop your sleeping and overnight bags in the corner of the den, and then pause to take a look around. Ashley entered the room while you weren't paying attention, and she now stands in the doorway, smiling expectantly. Are you ready for dinner? She asks. Yeah. Dinner passes quickly. Tonight's meal is spaghetti and meatballs, one of Ashley's favorite meals, as her mother points out while piling a helping on your plate. Ashley's father cracks a beer. Wait, that wasn't a beer at all. That's a glass of lemonade. Why would you even think it was a beer? Ashley's father doesn't drink alcohol. You're quite certain of that fact, now that you've remembered it. Well, whatever. Ashley's father sips a lemonade and jovially interrogates you about how much trouble you and Ashley are getting into at school. Dessert is heaping bowls of ice cream drizzled in chocolate sauce. You can't even finish yours. The grandfather clock in the den chimes. You go along now, says Ashley's mom, smiling from her side of the table. We'll clean up in here. Let's go get the TV ready, says Ashley. The two of you leave the dining room and head upstairs. Ashley's room is immense. You stay in the den because the TV is larger there, but there's a sizable one here, flush with the wall opposite the full-size bed. We'll take the 64 down first, says Ashley, heading toward her TV and opening the entertainment center cabinet. It's her prerogative, of course. She gets to choose what you play first, usually. But as Ashley begins unhooking the cords of the N64 from the TV, you catch sight of the other things she has in there. All the major stuff, an old SNES, a PlayStation, a Dreamcast, but some other things too. Things you don't really recognize. A large black box with green highlights, a smaller purple one, a strange white and yellow tower, with what look like gloves resting on hooks on either side, a compact white cone. What are those? Ashley looks to the clutter in the cabinet. Oh yeah, she says. They're pretty cool. I can't show them to you, though. They're still secret. I promised my uncle. Of course, you suddenly remember. Her uncle. The uncle who works for Nintendo. In the corner, the grandfather clock is ticking softly. Through a nearby set of patio doors, you can see it's getting quite dark. Framed pictures line the walls. Ashley is parked in front of the large TV, playing something on the Nintendo 64. You think about Ashley's uncle. It began with Mew. You didn't believe her at first, when Ashley came to school one day and told you she had finally caught Mew. Prove it, you said. So she pulled out her Game Boy and showed you. There it was. Mew. The 151st Pokemon, available only to players at promotional events, somehow unlocked on Ashley's game. It's really strong, she said. It KOs every enemy in one hit. Ashley demonstrated this claim at recess, when you and some other friends linked Game Boys to do battle. You were the first one down. No one else got in a single hit on Ashley's Mew. In a few days, everyone had quit playing at recess. The allure had faded. You asked how Ashley managed to get it. Oh, my uncle got a job at Nintendo, said Ashley. You were walking home together past one of the construction crews. There had been a storm not too long ago. Trees were down all over town. Buildings had collapsed. You were standing at an intersection with Ashley as a truck rumbled by, loaded up with ragged tree trunks. What a bad storm. Ashley still lived next door to you at the time. Wait, this couldn't have been too long ago. When did Ashley move? There was something nice about being neighbors. Oh. He also got me this new Game Boy, said Ashley, pulling it out of her pocket. You hadn't noticed it earlier, but yes, Ashley now had a sleek new Game Boy Color. Until today, she had one of the old ones, a big gray brick, like yours. This one's a special edition, said Ashley. Isn't it cool? You agreed. You snap out of your reflections. Go to the bathroom. You head to the bathroom down the hall from the den. There's a shower, a linen closet, and a toilet. The shower is pristinely clean. It's a linen closet, filled with large, fluffy towels and washcloths. You're not sure why you looked in here. You don't have to go right now. Are you done here? Go back. You head back to the den. The clock chimes. You are in the den. Let's visit the kitchen. Passing through the empty dining room, you enter the kitchen, which is also deserted right now. Let's check the fridge. There are a few things here. A water pitcher. You grab your snack and exit the kitchen. You head back to the den. Let's watch Ashley play. You and Ashley decide to switch games. Since her library is so large, she picks. You play this one, she says. Play. In this game, you play as a warrior saving a magical kingdom of talking animals from an old wizard who barfs up blood every time he talks. It's gross, but also sort of funny. You're pretty good at this one, says Ashley, and then adds, her voice a little low, I never actually beat it. You play for a while. The clock chimes. You are in the den. Ashley's mother bustles into the room holding a large ceramic bowl filled with popcorn under her arm. How are you kids doing? She asks. Good, says Ashley, her eyes not moving from the television. I hope you're having fun, says Ashley's mom. Here's some popcorn. Extra butter. She places it on the floor by Ashley. Almost immediately, Ashley is shoveling popcorn into her mouth. Meanwhile, her mother smiles first at her and then back at you. There's sodas in the kitchen if you get thirsty, she says, and some pizza from the other night if you get hungry. Thank you. She looks at Ashley. Your father's gone to bed. I'll be there soon myself. I want you two to keep it quiet, all right? Yes, Mom, Ashley says tiredly. Oh, and before I forget, she adds, your uncle called. He suddenly has some business here in town tomorrow, but he's driving in early. He'll be here around midnight. For the first time, Ashley stops playing her game, stops eating popcorn, and turns to look at her mother. Okay, she says. I want you two to welcome him in. He'll be very tired and very hungry, so offer him something to eat before he goes to bed. Okay, Mom. Good night, kids. And with that, she's gone. Ashley is parked in front of the large TV, playing something on the Nintendo 64. There is a bowl of popcorn on the floor. You walk around the perimeter of the den, inspecting the pictures idly. Most of them are family portraits from years past. Ashley cradled lovingly between her mother and father, or any one of the three on their own. A happy, tidy family. Look for pictures of Ashley's uncle. You don't find any. Not one. The only pictures here are of Ashley and her parents. You don't know why, but that makes you feel uneasy. Time passes. Ask about Uncle's visit. So why is your uncle coming? Ashley shrugs. Business. But I thought he worked for Nintendo. He does, says Ashley, frowning but not looking away from the TV screen. He's really important there. Does Nintendo have a lot of business here? Why else would my uncle be coming? Ashley says, as if you've asked the dumbest question in the world. Well, it's cool I'll finally get to meet him. Yeah, agrees Ashley. I think you'll like him. What sort of work does your uncle do? Ashley pauses the game and turns toward you, visibly agitated. How should I know? I don't work for them. Right now, she is not quite yelling, but you think if you keep pressing the subject, she might. Sorry, I was just curious. You drop the conversation in silence. Talk to Ashley. What would you like to talk about? Games. Talk about how much you like games. Ashley raises an eyebrow at your remark. What do you like about them? The chance to be a different sort of person. Yeah, she says, that's a nice feeling. But something in her voice tells you she's thinking about something else. What's up? Do you think it's weird to play games? She asks suddenly, and then before you can say anything else, I mean, like, is it weird for a girl to play games? Yeah, I know what you mean. Everyone says it's weird that I'm friends with you. I'm sorry they're like that. I hear what they say sometimes. I try to tell them they're wrong, but girls don't play video games. Why don't you play girl games? You're not as good at this as a boy would be. I don't want to trade Pokemon with you. Yeah, says Ashley. Yeah, but they're jerks. Who cares what they have to say? Ashley shrugs tiredly. Yeah, she says, who does care? Without another word, she returns to the Nintendo, leaving you alone with your thoughts. The clock chimes. You are in the den. It begins raining outside. Remember your own Mew. You got your own Mew eventually. Another friend had a Game Shark, which you borrowed one day. You spent that entire night unlocking every Pokemon you couldn't obtain in your copy of the game or hadn't yet traded for, including Mew. It didn't one-hit KO most enemies. It was incredibly weak, and you shamefully cheated the game further to make it strong enough. It even looked different from Ashley's. Your Mew was small, even cute, standing there with its round, cheerful eyes, but when Ashley's had wiped out everyone at school, it had looked completely different. Compact, snarling, fierce. You asked her why. What? She said. That had been here in the den. Oh, that thing? Ashley had moved by then. But how long was that after the first storm? After she got Mew? You can't remember. It had been a while since anyone talked about Pokemon. Well, my uncle got me a special edition Mew first of all, she said, smirking a little, but not looking away from the PlayStation game she was playing. Wasn't it Nintendo 60? Alright. That's why mine looked different. Second of all, mine can one-hit KO because it's the real Mew. You asked what she meant by that. Just what I said, Ashley replied. You cheated and got a fake Mew, so of course there'd be problems, glitches and junk. You felt your cheeks redden. But not me, Ashley said again. I got the real Mew, and only me. My brother was so jealous. Ashley's brother. What about him? Why does remembering that comment make you feel uneasy? You snap out of your reflections. You feel like you might have to go to the bathroom. You head to the bathroom, down the hall from the den. You go to the bathroom and wash your hands. Are you done here? Go back. You head back to the den. The clock chimes. You are in the den. Watch Ashley play. You grit your teeth. My uncle will be here soon, says Ashley, looking at the clock. You knew that, of course. Ashley smiles at you. Want to play one more before he gets here? Sure. For quite a while, you half-heartedly wander around a map in GoldenEye, while Ashley repeatedly headshots you. The clock chimes. You are in the den. The grandfather clock chimes the hour as Ashley suddenly looks up from the 64. It's time, she says. Is your uncle here? Someone knocks at the front door. That's him, says Ashley, standing up. I should go let him in. As she leaves the den, you realize you could follow, but a part of you really feels like being scarce for a minute. The knocking continues persistently as you follow Ashley to the front of the house. Outside the pebbled glass of the front window, you can see a tall, dark shadow. Ashley goes to the door, undoes the deadbolt, and cracks it open. You can come in, she says to whoever stands out there on the porch, then looks over her shoulder at you. Sorry, she says. Before you can ask what there is to be sorry about, the door slams open. Hello, child. Come closer, child. No more worries, child. I am hungry, child. No more worries, child. Hello, child. Fear none. Screaming cease. Stop it, child. Hello, child. Hello, child. Hello. Undefined error. The uncle who works for Nintendo.
So that was our first part, and not quite what I expected. I knew that it was a creepy game, but I didn't expect it to be quite that creepy, and that music at the end really got creepy. And I think I heard a voice. I'm really not sure. Again, if you enjoyed this more narration style kind of thing, leave me a comment, send me a message, let me know. I'm on Twitter, where you can heart, retweet, you can follow me. You can also follow me on Facebook, where you can like and thumbs up and share everything there. You can also find me on Tumblr, where you can like, follow, reblog. And of course, I'm on YouTube, where this channel mainly lives, where you can subscribe, you can comment, you can thumbs up. The biggest thing that you can do for me right now is share it. Get everybody you know to come and watch. Let's build that number of people who are watching me. So reblog on Tumblr, retweet on Twitter, share it on Facebook, on your wall, to your friends' walls. Take the embed code, take the link, throw it all over the place to YouTube. Just get eyes watching. But until next time, I hope you had a good time watching. I hope you liked it. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're having a great life. And I'll see y'all next time. Bye, Internet.